Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. Welcome back, everybody. My guest today is Scott Price. His piece is Dragonfly Dreams. You can find it at tomgirouxmusic.com. Welcome, Scott.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here today. I want to talk with you about your piece, Dragonfly Dreams. This piece opens with these really lovely, dreamy major seventh chords, and it gets into some kind of crunchy, some chewy harmony right away and challenges students with some harmonies that are not what we might see in 18th century writing. So this is a really cool piece, and I think it's going to be a neat stepping stone for students as they get into 20th century music. Talk to us a little bit about how you wrote Dragonfly Dreams and some of the challenges that you feel students face when they learn this piece.
This piece is a study in playing seventh chords of different types, whether that's major, minor seventh chord, half diminished. And so when I was improvising, I just sat down and said, well, what if all you could do was seventh chords today? And then how could I dress those up and decorate them in a way that would suggest phrase shapes and form in the piece? So the right hand, it's in 6/8, so the right hand breaks the chord up and then down, so a student isn't having to crunch and find all of these things very, very quickly. And then the left hand basically has a very long bass line, which supports the chord. And so again, I just like to decorate things in a way that can expand the aural palette and maybe, help students a little bit along that journey towards getting to Debussy or Ravel or some Spanish composers or, pieces that might use a little bit more of this extended harmony.
This piece does a really good job of putting some of the melodic lines into the left hand, or what feel like some of the more important melodic lines. What are your tips for students to help them shape those lines and to make sure they voice those lines so that they come out just like we would like them to?
Yeah, that's a great point. And I did intentionally flip the balance so that the left hand fingers need to play more strongly and the right hand fingers need to roll through or follow through the gesture a little bit more gently. And so often we will practice hands separately so they can really experience that the left hand needs to play with a stronger finger and hand movement, and the right hand is maybe just working from the bridge down a little bit to make that balance happen. So it is an exercise in flipping the balance and experiencing it in a different way. And so also practice tips that I use for students are if you're having trouble in the register that it's written, or if you're just kind of getting bored and sensitized to it, then flip the right hand up an octave and flip the left hand down an octave, because you'll have to experience it very differently with a different kind of balance that is created by those extremes of register. And then they hear it and feel it differently when they bring it back to where it's written.
That is a great tip. I love that. Excellent. Is there anything else you want us to know about Dragonfly Dreams?
Something that I always say to my students is that, of course, the score is a set of instructions, but that's just the beginning, that you have to learn how to sort of restore or conserve the score back to its original sound colors. And that involves a lot more than music notation is able to really communicate. So I want students to be free in their expression of the music. I want them to take time. I want them to maybe make a change here and there as they see fit. That's totally fine with me. Have fun, experience and make music the way you feel it should go.
Well, I love that invitation to be a creative partner with the composer as you are performing the piece.
And that's exactly what it is. They're my partner. And so I want them to have fun.
That's super cool. My guest today has been Scott Price. His piece on the new Federation Festivals list is Dragonfly Dreams. You can find it at tomgirouxmusic.com. Thank you so much for joining us today, Scott.
Thank you, Sam.